What's up everyone, welcome back to the official YouTube page for the Master Cylinder. As the title suggests, I'm making this video because we're planning on making some changes to the TMC Talk Show. As you know by now, the TMC Talk Show is your go-to interview series to meet the coolest personalities in the automotive industry. We've interviewed everyone from racing drivers to journalists to even CEOs. However, my producer Angad and I have taken some time recently to consider how we might make a better viewing experience for all of you, and we came to a consensus. So, here's some changes that you can expect in the near future. Essentially what we are doing is breaking our interviews down into shorter, more accessible videos. We will still post full interviews for those of you who enjoy watching all of the talk show at once, but outside of that, we will be producing 3 new types of videos. The first new type of video will be called the highlight reel, and it's pretty self-explanatory. We will take whatever talking points we find most interesting from the full interview and then stick it into a shorter video. The second type of video will be fan questions, so if that's a particular segment that you really enjoy from our full interviews, you can now watch that in a standalone video series. Segments like fan questions are awesome because you guys have a fresh perspective to everything and you often ask questions that I would never think of asking. So please, absolutely keep them coming, no question is too stupid. Speaking of stupid questions, we are also planning on making some changes to the segment Sid asks stupid questions to respected members of the automotive community. First off, we're changing the title because, well, it was stupid. Not only was it comedically long, but it was also a bit of a misnomer. While it did start out with me just trying to get a laugh out of my guest, it ended up being a segment where I asked some offbeat original questions that actually weren't completely stupid. It ended up being a segment where I asked some original offbeat questions that you don't usually hear in an interview series. This is why we now decided to call this segment Off the Grid, because while these are some unusual questions, they're certainly not stupid, or at least not all the time.
You know, that's a good question. That's not a dumb question.
As with fan questions and the highlight reel, you can also expect the Off the Grid segment to be released as its own video series as well. Hopefully all of these changes made sense to you. I'm sure either way it'll be much easier to understand once we just start releasing some more interviews in this new format. Thank you to those of you who helped make some suggestions about what we could be doing a little bit differently with the talk show. And moving forward, I hope that you continue to enjoy all of the car content that we have to offer here at the Master Cylinder.